Welcome back to the BSN channel, also known as the Black Star Name channel. Well, today is St. Patrick's Day. It might not be St. Patrick's Day when I release this, because by the time I eat the food in the end and do everything else and edit, it'll probably be the next day. But anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day anyway. Today I'm making Guinness Beef Stew, Irish Guinness Beef Stew. And let me start with the ingredients. Let's just get this started away because I've drank a little bit and I'm just hungry now, so peace. Okay, so just to warn people, yeah, I'm not saying this is the traditional way of doing it. This is how I want to do it, or how I like to do it. There's many different ways and methods of doing it, so it's really up to you. You find it's not like the traditional Irish stew where there's very few ways of doing that. But with a Guinness beef stew, there's actually a lot of ways that people do it. So whether you like this way or not, hey, this is how I do it. So I've got some hard beef over here, and I've got some beef shoulder over here, chopped up. Got some butter, mixed herbs, which is like parsley, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, mustard. We've got like 2 onions diced. Got some nice beef stock. If you want to know how to make beef stock, I've actually done a video before this, so that's about making beef stock. I didn't want to include it on this video because, well, it's just way too long, to be honest. Got some plain flour. You can use all-purpose. And over here we have cayenne pepper and paprika. This is entirely optional. Entirely optional. You don't have to add this. To me, I like a bit of kick, so I'll use a tiny bit of cayenne, a little bit of paprika, but again, it's optional. The most important is Guinness. I'm sorry, it's not Guinness until it says St. James's Gate. Just being honest with you, like, that's what I was told by my dad. It has to say that. If it doesn't say that, don't get it. Anyways, we've got like 2, I'll say like 1.5 carrots chopped up. Not as much celery. I'm not a big fan of celery, but I would have more celery. This is like half of celery. I'd use two large ones and chop them up. And we've got like, how do I say, 1/4 pound of mushrooms. They're not white mushrooms, but I would advise to use white mushrooms. Got 1 clove of garlic chopped up, 1 bay leaf, extra virgin olive oil, salt for the seasoning, and yeah, there you have it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to marinate the beef. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this rosemary, maybe a bit of the mixed herbs, mustard, and the Guinness. Oh yeah, the seasoning, sorry. Let's get back to that. Yes, this is what the Guinness was meant for. I'm sorry about that. So here we have rosemary, mustard, about 1/2 tablespoon of mustard mixed in with the beef. I've let this marinate for about 30 minutes. I'm going to let it marinate for a further 30 minutes before I do anything. Really and truly, you should let this marinate overnight, or for at least 3 hours. But as I said, I'm in a rush. But if you want it to taste really good, do it overnight. You'll have that maltiness. Trust me, I can smell it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this marinate for another 30 minutes. And then I'm going to start with the flour in the chicken. I'm sorry, flour in the beef. Anyways, you will need a pot. It'd be better if you had a casserole pot, but anyways. And a skillet. And try and get a smooth one, because you don't really want it sticking to the pan and everything. Alright, so I'm going to come back with the flour, the board, and the beef. Okay, so this is the Guinness, the mustard, and the rosemary. I've separated the meat from this, so I've left this in another bowl. Please do not throw away the Guinness. Please, people, don't do that. You just don't do that. Then it's not Guinness stew, you know. Don't throw this away. You leave this here. Now I've got the flour set up. This is for the beef here. Now as I said before, as you can see the red stuff. The cayenne and paprika is absolutely optional. It's up to you. You don't have to use them. If you don't like spice, just use a bit of black pepper. No problem. Now I'm also going to use a bit of salt. I haven't added salt on this, so I'm going to put a bit of salt. I've already put my pepper, which is the cayenne of choice, and then paprika. I'm going to mix this up. Then I'm going to put this, cover them in flour. The skillet will be heated up by then. Obviously I'm just one person, so I can't film all of this, so I'm letting you know what happens. After I've covered the beef in flour, I heat this for about 3 minutes each side until it becomes brown. Then I leave it in the pot. Then I will do the same thing with the vegetables. Okay, so as you can see, I floured the beef. 4 minutes on each side. You don't want it to burn. And then I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to start turning them around right now. I've been in here for about 2-3 minutes. The main thing is we're not trying to cook this, because that's going to be done in here anyway. So, smelling good. I can smell the butter, smelling rich, smelling like a heart attack. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to my dinner. Okay, so I turned it around about a minute ago. This is what it's looking like. Oh, that smell. Oh, if only I could have marinated this in the Guinness overnight. The smell would have been baller. But anyways, time to put this in the pot. Boom. Okay, just to let you know, yeah, I didn't put it all in the pot straight away. I did want to brown it a bit further, so it's really up to you how you want to do that. I want to see a little twinkle of dark brown, and then I'm going to put it in. Okay, you see that there, yeah? Do not clean it. Yeah, don't clean that. That's got a lot of flavour in there. A lot of beef, a lot of butter, a lot of heart attack stuff. It's on here, alright? So what I'm going to do is use a bit more butter if you want to be healthy, which this is not really the meal for that. Don't use as much butter. I'd use the same amount of butter for the veg. Same with the veg. Well, not on each side, but you know, just for 3-4 minutes, you're just going to heat each one. So I'm going to start off with the celery, mushroom, and then I'm going to put this in with that beautiful beef. Peace. Okay, so I've got the vegetables heating up on the skillet. As you can see, some of the beef here didn't pass their year. They're in remedial class, summer school, whatever you call it. They weren't browned enough, so they had to come back, revise. I've got the mushrooms to do next. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure the beef is browned enough by then. Yeah, I thought I was forgetting something. I looked in here and I was just like, something's missing. And then I went towards the fridge to get the stock. And the onions are looking at me like, what about me? What about? Well, maybe they were thinking, phew, we got away with that one. No, you didn't. Welcome to the file. I'm so tempted to just finish this Guinness. You know what? I got a lot more Guinness waiting for me anyway, so hey, it is what it is. Alright, so when this is finished, then we add the rest of the Guinness and the stock, and maybe a tiny bit of water. So we'll see how it goes. Peace out, people. You know, I think I've been saying peace out a lot. Let me just say out. Okay, so I finally got the onions in on medium temperature, medium high temperature. Now first of all, I'm going to put the beef stock in there. Well, actually no, let me put the garlic and bay leaf in here. So you got the garlic and the bay leaf. What, you're just going to stay there, yeah? We'll be right back. Okay, back from the ever so stubborn garlic. Now we got the nice marinade and the Guinness going in there. This is about roughly less than 500 milliliters of beef stock, homemade. You know, because I'm greedy like that. I've got an extra 250 here, so, but I'm gonna pour like half of that. So Now this is the tricky part. Very tricky part. You don't want to stir this too much. So just stir it a little bit. You know, once in a while you got to make sure the bottom is scraped and all of that. That's enough. Now this is the tricky part. I want to put a bit more Guinness in here, so one for you. One for me. A little for you. A little for me. You can have the rest. Sorry about the shaking. You know what? I'm going to put the rest of the stock in. Because it just looks alone. You know, obviously, I've been drinking a bit, so hey, stuff happens. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for this to boil. Put this on high and wait this to boil, and then I'll come back when it's time to simmer. Okay. Wow, you can smell that malty flavor of the Guinness right there. That's smelling beautiful right now. Okay, this is boiling now, so I'm gonna reduce this to a simmer. Same as I did with the stock. I'm gonna leave this loosely open. I'm gonna let this simmer. Yeah, and another thing, I didn't add any more water. Meaning, reason being is because there was enough water content within the stock. A lot of times when I do this, I use OXO cubes, so that's when you have to add water. With this, you've got the real stock, so you're gonna get that real nice beefy flavor. I know some people use lamb, but I use beef. It's a cheaper option. So, hour and a half. Enjoy this. I'm gonna go to the shop and do what men do. Peace. Okay, so welcome back. It's finally done. I actually did let it simmer for about 2 hours and 15-20 minutes because I felt like I put a bit too much stock in. I would have put a bit more Guinness, a little bit less stock in there. But now this is what it's looking at. It's not the best, but it smells beautiful. And there it is. I'm sure my nan and my aunties could do this way better. But this would do after about 10 Guinnesses. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I do like my Guinness. That's looking nice right there. Woo. The maltiness. Oh, that's... All I can say is if you like super malt or them sort of things, or you just like Guinness, I'd be surprised if you don't like this. So let's get down to business. I'm going to pour this out and show you the final product. Obviously I can't film it at the same time, so in a bit. Oh yeah, and another thing, yeah. You know I had to add some more Guinness to it. It wasn't bitter enough. Oh yeah, if you don't like the bitterness, by the way, add sugar. There's no sugar in mine. So I had to get me some foreign extra. Add a little bit of that. Had some real taste of Guinness. Yeah, that was the little small update. You don't have to do that, but I'm just saying I did add a bit more Guinness because I needed that bitterness. So yeah, here we have it, the final product. I know the presentation is not the best. Looks like some volcano that erupted or something. But it smells so good. I'm happy I waited those extra 45 minutes. So remember, not as much stock. You don't need that much water. Unless you have more beef. And if you've done the same mistake I did, just let it simmer for longer. I turned up the temperature a little bit. Not too high, you know, it still has to simmer. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, feel free to dislike. If you did like it, please like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It's a shame you can't enjoy this with me because I just you don't understand. Like Guinness mixed with beef, and then the butter, and you don't understand. It's just different. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. Peace.